Sip, Sip Bliko, Sip Samatma, Sip Rumataji, Namaskar, Sip Sudeep, Sip Miss Virjanani, Sip Atmatray, Sip Pankaj, Sip Ashok, Sip Paratiyama, Sip Yogini. Where's your white handkerchief, Yogini? I hope your white handkerchief is there. Okay. Sip Raju, Sip Bliss, Sip Sagairaj, and Sip Mrs. Sadhwani. So, and Sip Kumar Swami. Welcome to the call. Today's subject is a very interesting subject. The subject is fake happiness versus true bliss. So I'm starting the discussion with asking you a simple question. Do you know the meaning of fake happiness? How many of you understand what is fake happiness? Who can explain to me the meaning of fake, F-A-K-E, fake happiness? Bliko. Yes, Bliko.
Everybody,
I cannot
what
hear
I
you.
understand.
Once, yes, Bliko. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
Sure. So what I understand, fake is a nature of illusion.
Very
It
good.
give you illusion.
So what can you give me an example of fake happiness? Bliko, give me an example of fake happiness. Or you want to come? I'll give you some moments to think.
Yeah, it's like what you see, a lake or water.
No,
from
I don't want.
distance.
No, I don't want that.
No.
I want an example of fake happiness.
I have to think.
Okay, yeah. Please think. Please think.
Guruji, pranam.
Pranam Mataji, bataiye.
Guruji, fake is not real. मतलब short-lived.
अरे वो तो बच्चा भी जानता है माताजी. आप मुझे
example is when we get achievement, we are happy for the moment.
So how it's fake?
Whatever desire is fulfilled, we are happy for a short time. That is fake happiness, I think.
कैसे fake? ये fake इसको fake कैसे बोल सकते हैं?
ये fake है क्योंकि it is temporary, it is short-lived.
अभी देख, Rumataji is given a bang on answer. Rumataji, but give me some example. आप एक दो example दीजिए. आपके life में fake happiness का life दीजिए, example दीजिए.
कुछ भी गुरुजी कोई भी चीज होती है जिसके लिए हम डिजायर करते हैं वो फिल हो जाती है. We are happy.
हाँ. So maybe आप काजू कतली बनाते हैं घर में. आप मिठाई बनाते हैं. वो मिठाई बनाने के टाइम में बहुत खुशी होती है. But is it real happiness?
No, it is fake happiness, short-lived.
But the world doesn't understand this fake happiness. So today we are talking about fake happiness versus true bliss. Where Bliko can come in, but first Rohit, Girish, and then Bliko. Rohit, Girish, and Bliko.
Yeah, Shivam Guruji. So my answer was the same. So the momentary or temporary happiness which we get when the desires are fulfilled is called as fake happiness, which is a temporary one.
No, why do we call it fake? Even though it may be temporary, why is it fake?
Because it's momentary happiness. So whenever a desire is fulfilled.
So momentary also it is happiness. Now why do we want to call it fake?
Because it will not stay there for long. So like if you buy a car, you will be happy for some time, and then after then you will show off that you have this new car, and then after some days that happiness will not be there.
So my question to you, should we call it fake happiness?
Yes, it is a it is a temporary happiness is what we can say.
Why should we call it fake? I'm sorry to be so persistent in my questioning, but you can pass and you can think about it. I want to know why we calling it fake.
Because we believe that this car is giving us happiness.
It is
by buying a new car or buying a new house.
It is giving happiness. Why is it fake? So think about it, Girish, and then Vivek. Girish, Bliko, and then Vivek. Girish.
Pleasure derived through sense organs. Why it is fake? Because when the sense organs give us pleasure, our man bhatakta hai. It goes out left or right. But when we are in a state of consciousness, मन भटकता नहीं है, बाहर जाने की बजाय वो अंदर ही टिकता है, तो एक फीलिंग आता है और एक महसूस होता है प्रभु का, वो सच्चिदानंद है, आत्मा का प्लेजर है। शांति से मिला क्या हसी आनंद, सत के चित में मिला सच्चिदानंद।
Now you are making me unhappy.
जो जीवन जीता सत का चित करता वो आनंद पाता। I can continue singing.
You're singing
But
better than
here,
me now. You're singing better than me. You're making me unhappy now.
Here, the foundation of this happiness is Shanti. Man is not going out. It is Satchit Anand.
Good.
Whereas in the first state of sensuary pleasure, all greed, jealousy, and other problems come. In the second one, in the real happiness, all those things are non-existent because we are in a state of consciousness and mind is already killed.
Very advanced answer. Girish got very highly into advanced. But Girish, in a short, easy understanding, why do we call this fake happiness? I want that people to understand. Why should we call it fake happiness?
Because it is coming from objects, not from the eternal source.
Good. Means it is actually not going to give us happiness. What even Bliko said, but Bliko is now next on the line. Do you want to add something?
Yes, it will end in misery. It comes in a package.
Now that is another googly. Because this happiness will end in misery. That is people don't understand that. When this happiness is gone, then misery is born. Look at this. When happiness is gone, then misery is born.
The real happiness is from the knowledge of the truth.
Therefore, you may enjoy a peg of whiskey, but that happiness is not real happiness because it's just that momentary happiness. Therefore, it is momentary, it is fake happiness. And the reason it is fake happiness, when you compare it with true bliss. And Girish said, when there's true bliss, there's no jealousy, there's no anger, there's no hate, there's no revenge. Girish said, now because the mind is involved in the first fake happiness. See, Girish is very intelligently saying it. Girish is saying happiness should not come from mind. Happiness should come from consciousness. The happiness that comes from consciousness is not fake happiness. I don't know how many of you are understanding what Girish is saying. But Girish is in a very profound level of explaining. But Girish, I would like to just explain a little bit more once the discussion continues. Bliko, then Vivek and Ashok Nichani. Bliko. Sure.
So this temporary happiness is like when you like one sweet, let's say one laddu. If you like it, you eat one, you feel happiness. You eat two, you feel good. You will three, you get full, and when you have to eat four, you just say no. Why? The laddu is giving you happiness. Take the laddu, but there is a limitation to that, and then you cannot go further. It becomes misery for you. It will immediately convert into misery. If you eat more, you will get stomachache, and you're gonna lose your happiness in a very worst manner. So this happiness, I have come with the point that you have to look for it outside, and it requires efforts. Whereas the true happiness is coming from within. And this illusory happiness, which we call fake happiness, is be associated with the person or the things or the place, but it is actually coming from within, and it because of this Maya, we feel it is coming from outside, and we chase for that, and we need to chase it every time. If we are looking from outside, it will never stay. That is a illusory nature of the fake happiness.
There are, thank you, Bliko. Thank you for explaining so nicely. There are many things that you can analyze. That fake happiness, for example, I'm coming back to Vivek and Ashok Nichani. Fake happiness will only last for a moment. Then it will make you unhappy. But true bliss is not like that. Fake happiness is trying to become happy. But real bliss, true bliss is being happy. Be happy in the now. How do you be happy in the now? It's being. But if you are, what Girish said, if you are at the mind level, then your mind is trying to become happy, and that becoming happy lasts only for a moment, and then you become unhappy. Therefore, today's discussion is what is the difference between fake happiness? This world doesn't understand. 99% of the world is chasing happiness, which is fake. Only 1% of the world enjoys true bliss. True bliss, like Girish was singing. You could see Girish singing, only giving him so much bliss. Last night, I found at least 3 people from this group in the Shiva temple. Ashok Nichani was there, Yogini was there, Rekha Parvani was there, and I think Ru Mataji was watching on Facebook. Now, they had a choice. They had a choice to enjoy bliss. Not just that 1 hour program, but they could enjoy the bliss of the bhajan and the bliss of the divine connection. Or they could be watching a movie. They could be in a party. They could have gone for a picnic. They could have done anything. That is not real happiness. When I sing for 1 hour, it gives me divine bliss. My dear friends, today's discussion is very important, because when you are chasing fake happiness, you're going away from enlightenment. What is the connection between today's call and happiness, fake and real? It is this. If you are not seeking true bliss, if you are chasing fake happiness, you are not going towards enlightenment. Enlightenment is the ability to reach that state of purpose. Your life is not caught by pleasure. Pleasure is fake happiness. A biryani can give you happiness for 10 minutes, but purpose will give you happiness for the whole life. So if we are going to be caught by what Girish and even Bliko said, by sense pleasures, sensual or sensory, they call sensual pleasures or sensory pleasures of the senses, these pleasures that make the senses momentarily happy are going to make you soon unhappy. Therefore, they are fake. They are like a cake. Like a cake. You are happy as long as you eat the cake. Then you worry about how many calories you put on. That is how it is, right? So, Vivek and Ashok Nichani. Vivek.
शिवम यार,
Shivam.
जवाब तो आपने दे ही दिया. मैं यहाँ पे कुछ एग्जांपल देना चाह रहा था.
Please.
जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे देखा है, सोशल मीडिया पे बहुत ज्यादा देखा है, लोग जैसे होते नहीं है वैसा खुद को दिखाते हैं.
हाँ.
एक तो ये एग्जांपल है फेक हैप्पीनेस का. भले ही उनके पास ना हो पर वो शो ऑफ करते हैं. कुछ होता है जो खाने पीने के लिए देखते हैं, कुछ होता है ट्रैवल करने के लिए देखते हैं कि ये चीज उन्हें खुशी देगी, पर वो कुछ टाइम के लिए होता है, फिर वो दोबारा उनको उसी चीज की तलब होने लगती है, पर वो परमानेंट नहीं होता, वो टेम्परेरी होता है.
तो विवेक बोल रहा है कि the social media kick is a temporary happiness, correct? It's a fake happiness.
हाँ, वो भी है इनमें. खाने पीने की चीजें, जैसे कई लोग डिजायर्स रखते हैं, डिजायर्स फेक होती हैं, मतलब फेक हैप्पीनेस होती है वो भी.
So it is very important for the group to understand the difference. Fake happiness and true bliss. Fake happiness, you will lose it. And true bliss, you can choose it. You don't have, fake happiness, you can't choose it. Oh, it's not all the time available. You have to chase it. You chase fake happiness. And sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. Sometimes you're glad, sometimes you're sad. Because that is the nature of fake happiness. It is very momentary. Sometimes you smile. Sometimes your misery is as long as the Nile. But that is the difference, right? This is what is fake happiness. Why can't we be in a state of Satya Chitta Anand? Why? We have a choice. We have a choice. Like Vivek said, oh, go to social media and show this and you show that and all those things you show. So what happens? That moment you are happy. After that, somebody put some comment on you, you become unhappy. Why should you be affected by other people's comments? Because you are living a world of samsar. You are living in a world of fake happiness. My dear friends, 99% of the people don't understand that they are dependent on fake happiness. They are becoming happy only for that moment. What is the use? What is the use of having momentary pleasure? Why can't we be in that state of peace, of bliss, of purpose, of ananda? So that is today's discussion. What is the difference between fake happiness and true bliss? Ashok Nichani.
Shom Sarji.
Shom Ashok.
You can hear me, Sarji?
Yes, yes.
Sarji,
Ashok and then
fake
Samatma.
Happiness is created by the thoughts.
Yes.
And real happiness comes from the consciousness.
Excellent. Very good. Yes.
It's, for example, you can see Vijay Mallya and Choksi.
Yeah.
They are all very happy, but that is all fake, just to show their status.
Yeah.
But you see on the other side, Ratan Tata.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of social work and he's happy. That happiness is real. This happiness is fake. Like two students in the same class. One is a brilliant student and another one is not so brilliant, but his parents are very rich and they buy marks for him so that he comes first. It's a fake, and he becomes happy. And the person who is brilliant, who should have come first, he comes second, but he is happy. वो मेहनत से किया है, बीज उसने जो what the seed is sown, he got the prize for that. Second, he is happy with that. But this is person who comes first, he's bought the marks. That is only temporary. That will not happen again.
Yeah, I like, you have told many good things, but what I like, we'll go next is Samatma and then Yogini. But Ashok, I want to catch one point. Ashok said, fake happiness comes from mind. And true bliss comes from consciousness. Right, Ashok, you said this, right?
Right, sir.
And mind is never stable. Mind is never stable. Therefore, happiness is never stable of the mind.
Mind.
But consciousness is stable. Consciousness is eternal. And in consciousness, the happiness of that consciousness is not depending on something outside. It's not depending on thought, feeling, and action. It's just dependent on being. And that is the difference between true bliss. True bliss doesn't come and go. A person who's in true bliss, he lives in acceptance. He lives in surrender. If you're a person who's not in true bliss, they can lose their peace. If somebody makes them angry or somebody makes them upset, they can lose it. But a person in true bliss cannot lose it. That person is in shant. That person is in consciousness. But a person in mind cannot be happy all the time. Because the mind has fear, the mind has worry, the mind becomes jealous, there's anger, there's hate, there's revenge. But in consciousness, none of these toxic emotions are there. Thank you, Ashok. Samatma and Yogini.
Sure.
Sure.
Shivam.
Sure, Samatma.
Really, true bliss is really our innate nature. So we don't have to really go look for it. We have to just remove that mask of ignorance, and it is there. So we have to realize this. And when it is fake happiness, we are looking for it outside. But when we get what we are looking for, we achieve that. For that moment, we are happy. But when I get that, there is something always more than that, which because of greed, I want that. So we are never happy with fake happiness.
Very nice. So, for example, you're wanting jalebi. You want jalebi, you want jalebi, you want jalebi. You're not happy, you're stressed out, you're worried. Jalebi is not come, jalebi is not come, jalebi is not come. The moment you eat the jalebi, for that moment, you're happy. Next moment, jalebi is gone. Now what you want? Jalebi happiness is not going to last forever. So we are looking for happiness from products, from people, from a place. This can't give you happiness. So it is a state of being. So Samatma very beautifully said that when our happiness is based on getting something, we cannot be happy. It's fake. It is only for that moment. Therefore, a happiness which is only for a moment is not real. Anything that is momentary in spirituality is not real. But true bliss is eternal. True bliss is a state of ananda. Unfortunately, we speak so much of these subjects on this call, but how many of us are actually living a life of true bliss? We get carried away by pleasure. We get carried away by the mind. We get carried away by these momentary attractions. What about the permanent happiness? What about that state of enlightenment? What about that state of realization? That state of consciousness? The state where there can be immense joy. My dear friends, that is going towards enlightenment. What is the use? One day happy, one day sad, one day you laugh, one day you cry. What is the use? Is that real happiness? That is fake happiness. That is not happiness. Happiness is just finding that state of consciousness where you are happy all the time. You become, I love what Girish song he sang. Shanti se mila kya hasi anand, satya ke chit mein mila satchidanand. Satya ke chit mein mila. Living in the consciousness of truth. That gives you eternal bliss. You don't wait for something to make you happy. You're happy. You're happy. That is true bliss. Yogini.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, Yogini.
So a yogi, he experiences the true bliss because he is in state of consciousness all the time. But a bogi faces only fake happiness because he's looking outwards, and that becomes dukkha for him. So we have to always.
Why it becomes dukkha?
Why it becomes dukkha? Because it's not there throughout.
Correct. So what comes and goes is fake, na?
Yes.
What comes and goes and happiness is that's not it. That's not real happiness, right?
Yes.
If one moment you're happy, next moment you're sad. One moment you're glad, next moment you're sad. Can you call that real happiness?
No.
You have to reach that state of real happiness, which is you're happy no matter what. You are happy. You are in a state. Continue, Yogini.
So we have to learn and follow the path of a yogi actually. If we want to be experience true bliss.
So what have I taught you? How to be happy all the time? What have I taught you?
To always remind myself.
Yogini is wearing a handkerchief 24 hours. She's having a white handkerchief. So yesterday when the temple, I told her, where is your white handkerchief? I asked her. And Yogini pulled out a white hanky like this from my hand. And she showed I'm having a white hanky. So my dear friends, that is called commitment. Not one day Yogini is having white handkerchief, second day she's wearing a Punjabi dress and she's going dancing bale, 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 bale. No, that is, so therefore, we must not chase pleasure, anything that is momentary. Does it mean I'm saying we should not enjoy it? Of course, you can enjoy what comes your way, but that should not become the cause of your happiness. You should be happy no matter what. तुम आए तो भी खुश, ना आए तो भी खुश, जो मिले तो भी खुश, ना मिले तो भी खुश. You have to be in that state. You have to be in that state of surrender. You have to be in that state of acceptance. That is real, true bliss. My dear friends, today's call is important to help you in the journey of enlightenment, because if you're a product, if you're caught by fake happiness, then you're just going around the merry-go-round of life and you're not moving forward on the journey of enlightenment. To move forward on the journey of enlightenment, we have to be liberated from misery. Who is making us miserable? The body, the mind, and the ego. We are not the body, mind, ego. We are the divine soul. If you live as the divine soul, S-O-U-L, a spark of unique life, if you live as that, where's the question of being unhappy? Where is the question? I have our dear friend Chidanand, Sunil Chittal. He came back from Africa and he is still taking treatment. But his message even to me now, just before 1 minute before the call, he's in Ananda. He said, I'll be fine. I'm just taking some treatment. I'm undergoing treatment, but excuse me from the call, but I'm in consciousness and I'm fine. My dear friends, we are all carried away by fake happiness. Let us choose. I was telling you all yesterday, I was singing for 1 hour. When I sing 1 hour bhakti, oh, that happiness has no price tag. That happiness is beyond any price tag. And some people like Ashok Nichani, who come every Monday, and Yogini and Rekha and Rumataji, they don't miss one Monday, because that is not fake happiness. That lingering song goes on even after the Monday program is over, because that is not a pleasure. That is peace. That is chit, consciousness of bhakti. But not everybody is blessed. We have to find that blessing. We have to reach that state where we can be in the state of true bliss. Yogini, you want to still say some more, Yogini?
I wanted to say, where there is pleasure, the pain already is there with us.
Wow, amazing.
We are carrying pain with us.
Those of you who are enjoying pleasure, do you realize that just next to the pleasure, then pain is waiting? Do you realize that? Because if you think that pleasure is without pain, it's like sun is without rain, it's like loss is without gain. No, this will happen again and again. But what about that person who is not seeking pleasure? What about that person who is living a life of peace? There is no pain. That person is... We have to reach that state. And that state is a state of consciousness. Nothing matters. In that state of consciousness, why it is real bliss? Because nothing matters, my friends. In the state of fake happiness, it is all conditional. It is all transactional. I will be happy if not, I will not be happy. So when there is a conditional happiness, when there is a transactional happiness, it's fake. But when there is happiness, which is not conditional, which is not transactional, you are happy all the time. You're happy immaterial, no matter. You are eternally happy. It is eternal happiness, everlasting bliss and peace. That state of happiness is divine. So good, let us open up to questions. Who else wants to ask questions today? Are there any type of questions? We have 5, 6, 7 minutes before we close. Questions, overall questions on soul, posse mom, fake happiness versus real happiness, and any question on life, enlightenment. We are having interesting subjects coming up tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Rekha Chaudhary. Oh, after a long time. Yes, Rekha Chaudhary.
शिवम है।
शिवम,
पिरलू को हिंदी में समझा सकते हैं आप?
पिरलू?
हाँ, आप बोलते रहते हैं ना पिरलू पिरलू, इसलिए मुझे जानना था क्या है।
हिंदी में कैसे समझाएं? प्यूरिफिकेशन, अपने आप को प्योर बनाओ। हिंदी में समझते हैं प्यूरिफिकेशन का मतलब क्या है? पानी गंदा पानी होता है या पानी साफ पानी? अपने आप को साफ करो,
पवित्र बनाओ।
पवित्र बना। विवेक, आप मेरी मदद करना विवेक। ओके,
हाँ जी।
तो पहला तो विवेक इज हिंदी एक्सपर्ट। तो पॉइंट 1, प्यूरिफिकेशन, पवित्र बनाओ। फिर इल्यूमिनेशन, अपने आप को उज्ज्वला बना, उज्ज्वलित कीजिए। करेक्ट विवेक, राइट और रॉन्ग?
उज्ज्वलित।
उज्ज्वलित, तो उज्ज्वलित कीजिए। इल्यूमिनेशन, रियलाइजेशन, एहसास होना है, अनुभूति होनी है सच का। लिबरेशन, मुक्त होना है, मुक्ति पाना है। यूनिफिकेशन, प्रभु से एक हो जाना है। समझिए मैडम? मैं हिंदी में इतना अच्छा
समझ में नहीं
हाँ?
आया।
क्या
दूसरा पॉइंट थोड़ा समझ में नहीं आया।
उज्ज्वलित।
उज्ज्वलित, विवेक समझो। विवेक, उज्ज्वलित क्या होता है?
अपने आप को प्रकाशमय करो।
जैसे आपका किसी के रूम में अगर लाइट नहीं है तो अंधकार है। अंधकार का ऑपोजिट क्या है? उज्ज्वलित है। रोशनी चाहिए, उजाला चाहिए।
ज्ञान की रोशनी।
हाँ,
ज्ञान की रोशनी।
ज्ञान की रोशनी। ओके, थैंक यू। रू, थैंक यू। रू, योर टाइम।
शिवोहम गुरुजी।
शिवोहम गुरुजी, बोलिए।
गुरुजी, आपसे पूछना था कि हम जितना हंसते हैं क्या हमें बाद में उतना ही रोना होता है? इसका भी कुछ कनेक्शन रहता है क्या?
अगर आपकी खुशी सच्ची खुशी नहीं है, इफ योर हैप्पीनेस इज फेक, फिर उनके लिए ये गाना अच्छा है। तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रही हो, क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रही हो। हाँ, जो अपना गम को छुपाता है वो मुस्कुराता है। लेकिन इसका देखिए, दिस फेक लाफ्टर ना, आजकल बहुत लोग हैं ये क्या इसे क्या होता है? इज इट हैप्पीनेस? इज इट रियल हैप्पीनेस? ये जो है, बहुत लोग हैं व्हाट्सएप में, they send jokes. You look at them, if you look at them, all you see, they look at their phone. ये क्या है? Is it real happiness? This is not real happiness. Sorry. I know people पूरा दिन अपना एक दिन तो उनको उंगली का ट्रीटमेंट करना पड़ेगा। पूरा दिन उंगली ऐसा कर रहा है, उंगली रील्स 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 रील्स, पूरा दिन रील देख रहा है। ये क्या है? रील रील रील, हैप्पीनेस रील नहीं। दिस इज नॉट रियल हैप्पीनेस। रियल हैप्पीनेस इज बीइंग इन अ स्टेट ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस। तो ऐसा जरूरत नहीं कि आप अगर बहुत हंसेगी इसका मतलब आप रोएगी, ये कोई जरूरत नहीं है। लेकिन इफ यू डू नॉट हैव ट्रू ब्लिस, then you are going to end your life in a mess. You need consciousness. You need true happiness. You need peace. You need purpose. As long as, let me tell you, somebody asked me today just before the call, how does this fake happiness come about? Fake happiness comes about when your happiness, what Girish also, I think, said, and Bliko said, but Girish said, I remember very clearly, I think it was Girish. He said, fake happiness is born out of the mind. When your happiness is born out of the mind, it cannot be true bliss. Am I right, Girish? This is what you said? True bliss does not come from thoughts. True bliss comes from consciousness. I know Ashok Nichani also said the same thing. Happiness from thought and happiness from thought and consciousness. But Girish spoke about the mind, and was also Samatma. Many of you have spoken about it. Anything you want to say, Girish? Did you say something which I missed out? So, my dear friends, from today onwards, don't try to look at fake happiness. I know many of you will be happy in that moment if you get something. If somebody comes with you, you're happy. If that person is not there, you're unhappy. If you get something, you're happy. If you don't get it, you're unhappy. If somebody is good to you, you're happy. If that person is not good to you, you're unhappy. And it all depends on your mind. Many people, let me not forget to tell this very important, Atmatray. Many people, their happiness depends on their mood. Have you heard? I am in a good mood. They say, acha mood mein, acha mood mein. I am not in good mood. Kya Atmatray, what is the meaning good mood and not good mood? Atmatray, can you explain what is this good mood, not good mood? Can you explain?
Mood is only emotion. It's
And that
feeling
comes from where?
only thoughts.
So good mood means when you're in good mood means you're not in the mind state, you're in consciousness state. Bad mood only comes from mind. And the good mood from the mind only is one moment. One moment it will make you glad, next moment it will make you sad.
Yes.
My dear friends, this is not a complicated discussion. I am such a simple thing. Happiness is not a complicated thing, but we don't understand. We are not able to understand simple thing of fake happiness. Happiness that just comes and goes like the wind. And gone with the wind. Gone with the wind. Not like that. We don't want that happiness. We have Dasi Budrani. Dada, when in London, he mentioned the joy gets one from the world is nothing compared to the nectar one gets from sip and consciousness. Yes, Dasi, because the joy, what Dada said, that comes from the world, Dasi, is fake. Dasi, you know so many people who are trying to show off how many carat diamond ring. That day, once we were in Kashmir and we met one very rich couple. One rich couple was in Kashmir and that lady was flaunting. I'm wearing a 3-carat diamond. You know, I'm wearing a 3-carat diamond. And the fake happiness was glowing all over her face with a 3-carat diamond. I don't remember the surname of that family. And the next moment, another person came and had a 5-carat diamond. This lady started fighting with her husband. They had a big fight. She told her husband, you are so useless. See, look at that man. He bought her 5-carat diamond. Look at you. You're so useless.
You're right.
So you see this all the time, right?
That's true. I'm seeing it all the time.
So Dasi, this is fake happiness. But a person like Dada, diamonds never made him happy. Diamonds don't have to make you happy. Your consciousness has to make you happy. Happiness is not momentary. My dear friends, if happiness is momentary, it is fake. Today, I am talking this to you. I'm speaking this to you because I want you to progress on the path of enlightenment. And on the path of enlightenment, my dear friends, don't compromise your consciousness for little pleasures. Don't compromise, don't give up. Don't give up your Sat Chit Anand for some silly pleasures. I know some of you are slaves of the mind. You know, some of you are slaves of fences, farces, forces, and faces. Some of you are slaves of people. You're trying to please people. And because you're trying to please people, you are a slave of the pleasure that comes from pleasing a person. And you're losing your own divine consciousness. How can you accept fake happiness and give up true bliss? Try to realize that in this journey, you need true bliss, not fake happiness.
Yeah.
Because if you have fake happiness, it will come and it will go, and it will take away your peace. Peace is the foundation of happiness, my dear friends. So as you are going on this journey of enlightenment, today is a day for you to think. When this call is over, think, what are you seeking happiness from? Are you trying to become happy? Are you moving from a state of happy, unhappy, happy, unhappy, happy, unhappy? That means you're not in a state of consciousness. If you want to be in a state of consciousness, then make a choice. Make a choice that I will be happy no matter what. And to be happy, you have to be liberated from the triple suffering of the body, mind, and ego. As long as you're living as the body, you will suffer. And I am not the body. As long as you let the mind be your master, the mind will create fear, worry, stress, anxiety. And if you are slave of the ego, there will be anger. Anger! Hate! I hate you! Jealousy! And revenge. Yeah, Bliss, I'm saying it so loudly because that is the impact. I have seen jealousy. Jealousy can kill somebody. And jealousy can kill somebody. It can just kill. I have seen people die out of jealousy. And the only thing you need to do is to move from mind to consciousness, and the jealousy will disappear. The jealousy will disappear in 1 second, in 1 moment. Hate will disappear. Anger will disappear. Revenge will disappear in 1 moment. In that moment, when you kill the monkey mind, you destroy the mind and you go into the state of consciousness. I hope all of you will become aware from today onwards. This session is meant to make you conscious. What is this fake happiness in my life? And what is Ananda? Ananda, Satchitananda, सत के चित्त में रहना हमें, मिथ्य को दूर हमें करना, सत्य के चित्त में रहना है आनंदा। नमस्कार, नमस्कार,